building was not here the last time that you came.
Yeah.
This is a new one. This is a cashew processing factory that is now signed into these to the Fasola. Now we call it Oyo State Agricultural Transformation Center, Fasola.
Okay.
You know, and I will tell you the reason why we did, because it became the first strategic agro-processing zone of African Development Bank in Nigeria. It's now designated as an SAPZ zone, and it's the first one in Nigeria now, you know, of course, built by Oyo State government. So this is a cashew processing factory, as I've explained earlier, you know. Cashew is better processed within your country. But the volume of export that we are currently doing now, you know, almost all the cashew, a good number of cashew that's being consumed anywhere in the world are coming from Africa, and majorly from Nigeria, and majorly from Oyo State. This will be processing the kernel, you know, to oil that they use in automobile. They also use it in aircraft as well, you know. And many people don't know that oil comes from the shell of cashew, you know. But you know, we can look at the equipment, you know. This is the kind of equipment you will find anywhere in the world. They're just coupling the equipment now. This is privately owned, you know. As you have known, we build this up, you know, for private sector to take over and start processing. This is what we need in Nigeria, you know, today. More of this processing factory, government creating this kind of an enabling environment for us to have this kind of factory. You can imagine if we have 20 or 30 of this, you know, in our state, then why are we exporting raw cashew? You know, if we have those ones, and I do have now a company, and I will give you the detail, Nuts Link, was established in 2023. And by far one of the largest cashew processing company that I've ever seen anywhere. You know, it's here in Oyo State at Igboile, just after Olodo. I was there, and I will invite you to come and see the factory as well. It's establishing a new one in the next agribusiness transformation center that will be building at Ijayi. Okay. It's just signed up. I will show you the signing that he has done. But it's currently processing. It's processing and it's exporting. You know, massive processing that he's doing. But even at that, he complains a lot about government policy that needs to be friendly to local processors. You know, because our policy currently is not very friendly to local processors. You give rooms for just anybody to come anywhere, to go into our forests, into our bushes, and buy cashew from there. You know, ideally, that should not happen. The Oyo State government is putting in place a system now. You know, and one of the reasons why I need to explain why we are developing that Rongi Semaris market. You remember, I mean, just a couple of weeks ago, Excellency signed an agreement with Rongis from France to help us to develop, you know, a wholesale market in Oyo State. And just last week, I was with him in South Africa, where we attended the World Conference, you know, on the wholesale market. And what both will do for us, one, is that we'll be able to establish that market, you know, but again, it's going to give us the ability to be linked to the network globally, because the World Wholesale Market Forum that we went to in South Africa, by virtue of that, we are signing up to become a member, and we'll be the first subnational, you know, to join that organization in Africa. So for us, it's not just about the little alone that we're thinking about the business, the economy side of agriculture. You know, that we create that mass for our farmers when they are producing, you know, where to sell to, not the way people have chosen to do it that has not been productive for years. So we are going back to that real, you know, agribusiness that will benefit our state in terms of economy, and Nigeria as well, and Africa as well. So our aim and our desire, like I've mentioned, is that we don't continue to export raw products, you know, or raw crops, you know. If we have an excess, yes, you know, but we can't stop the farmers selling to people that comes to them when we don't also have people that has to buy locally and process. You know, people will not process locally if they don't have enabling environment for them to come and put in their money. this equipment we are looking at in billions. You know, this is not in million of naira, it's in a billion of naira, or what you're looking at here. And I don't have that money as a government to be buying equipment all over the place, you know. It's not even in the business of the government to do that. But these companies will now also come, you know, if you don't design this kind of an environment that Excellency has envisioned, you know, where we have this Oyo State transformation, Agribusiness Transformation Center at Fasola. So this is one of the companies. We'll go and see others as well, you know, as we progress. It's a lot of work, it's a time consuming, but it's what we have to do, and we will do it. You know, my vision, or should I say Excellency's vision, or my thinking is, let's have 50 of this kind of industry, hundreds, you know, and we will have it. Ijaye is developed to have close to over 50 agricultural industries. Erua is going to have around 10 or 12. Erua is just going to be like Fasola. And we are finalizing the contract for the construction of both Erua and Ijaye. Within the next couple of weeks, we will see. I mean, this is being done by the African Development Bank. So they are going through that rigorous process of selecting who build, you know, and construct. So for me, you know, this is one. We're talking about wholesale market. It's not just any wholesale market. Rather than companies going into the bush to go and take a cashew now, no. What we'll do as a state is that we will have certified aggregators that can go into those places, those farms, you know, where we have all this cashew, and then bring all that they are aggregating into the wholesale spot. And it is only in the wholesale spot that any company that wants to come and buy, whether for local processing or for export, can buy. So all those them going and cheating the farmers and buying at the prices that is unreasonable will have to stop. What we've been able to record as what has been exported out of Oyo State within the last 2 months was over 4,000 tons. Let's say, I mean, give or take, let's say around 10,000 tons. By the time we did the calculation of that 10,000 tons, it's going to close to around 20 billion naira that has moved out of this state in the last 2 months. You can imagine, I'm talking about raw cashew. I'm not talking about the processed one. The government spend money to do roads. The government spend money on security. The government spend money on diverse other infrastructure. And the only amount of money that the government have benefited from this 20 billion naira worth of raw cashew is less than 10 million naira. That is not sustainable. That is not agriculture. You know, so we are creating a system whereby the higher benefit will be coming to the state. Of course, it's a lot of investment at the early stage, you know, but at long term, it's going to be of a great benefit to this state, to the farmers, and to the state, you know, as a whole, you know, as it is. I'm talking about even a local pricing now. I'm not talking about when you now get to international market, how much they will buy it from them. Every other derivatives that can come from this, you get the raw cashew, you get oil, you get the kernel itself can be used in the aircraft, you know, quite a lot, you know, that could come from it, you know, and that is what we are focusing on as a state.